The events that surround the horror at that lonely suburban house so long ago are well recounted. They're a legend. Every year I am given charge of many groups of students. The younger ones are not privy to the stories they want to know. The printed stories I will leave to my neighbors of that era. How a family moved into a haunted house, and the oldest boy killed all of his family later. When questioned by police, he told of a voice that instructed him to kill, or of the couple who bought the house on the cheap. They faced such horrors.
I knew the house from before. When I was growing up, old Mrs. Webster lived there.
There are old people. And there are old people. Some people have this thing called dignity.
Mrs. Webster had something else.
She was old and possibly crippled, but she was athletic and energetic. She would wake by the side of her house each school morning. Any child unfortunate enough to pass within earshot would endure her curses and quips.
She called me fat. I ignored her as I'd been trained. The wind was cold and sharp. Then came the sharp pain in my shoulder and cheek.
The dull thud. The sudden exhale, I stood stunned. Felt my cheek cool rapidly and wetly. The heat in the muscle as it responded to the tear in the flesh. I shouldered my bag high and sprinted on.
Mrs. Webster booked no visitors. The mailman never strayed closer than arm's length to her box.
The house was decayed and breathtaking 2 stories if you don't count the attic. Magnificent arched windows stood high on the 2nd floor. On cold evenings, her form could still be seen through these windows watching the street.
2 mighty oaks stood guard either side of the stone path leading to the wooden steps.
A rope dropped from the entry porch ceiling had a leather pouch with a ball that could be used as a knocker.
Though kids at school argued it was really the skull of a black cat.
The house smelled of carrion. A gate enclosed the house. Wooden posts lay ranch style with a rusty metal latch.
It didn't matter that Mrs. Webster lived there. It was haunted.
Time passes, and even the inimitable Mrs. Webster passed away. The mailman noticed she failed to collect her letters. Police knocked. No answer. They broke in with minimal force. School legend has it they found her in a chair facing the fireplace. Her face a picture of horror, eyes wide and mouth agape. Some say she can still be seen standing at her window on a cold winter's eve watching the street.
We were friends. Chris, Arthur, Joff, Big, and our naughty boys. Arthur's dare Chris would lead, Big would follow bravely, Joff nervously I would follow, and always wonder why.
Big was enamored by ants. He had a glass-fronted thin cabinet profiling a nest. An older boy seized the ants, relocated some to daddy long-legged spiders. Most drowned in an acid bath of urine.
Big ran to us breathless, and despairing Chris was playing a CD for Arthur, who was copying the tune on guitar. I was dozing, waiting to show Chris a horror story I'd read. One with a character called Webster. Good of you to join us. What is it, Big?
What's wrong?
Chris, Big, and I were discussing this story.
Not now, David. Can't you see he's upset?
You're my friends.
Joff.
He took the ants, spiders, urine.
What would Mrs. Webster do?
That's it. Chris, we could spend the night at Mrs. Webster's house, then we can really freak that boy out.
Great idea, Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur.
Chris gave instructions. We tell our parents we were staying at each other's houses. Sleeping bags meet at the old house. It had never been sold. High winter old fireplace roast marshmallows.
I'm thirsty.
slam wind rises.
We met outside the gate. Joff kept claiming to see something in the windows. We pointed out winter birds that don't stay around frozen houses. The gate creaked open. Chris was first to the door. It was ajar. Police lock never fixed. Snow had spilled inside. Arthur and Joff soaked their ankles clearing it. We stepped in wide steps thick with dust leading upstairs, shadowy ghost shape at the top. On the right, dining room, long table with rotting fruit, places set. On the left, lounge. Two-person lounges, single chair facing fireplace, ash everywhere. Poker lying out, fence pushed aside, candles already lit on the dining table, kerosene lamps glowing along lounge walls.
I don't like this. I want to go home.
It seems quite strange.
We stay. We don't want our lives run by an older bully boy.
I think I heard something upstairs.
Arthur shot up the steps. Chris followed. Joff wondered where Big had gone. I brandished my flashlight. At the top, ghostly image from street lamps through uncurtained windows. A bird outside made the mouth seem to move.
Arthur headed toward what might once have been a ballroom. Thin, reedy, inhuman scream. A cat. Arthur stepped on. Chris asked if we heard noise in the attic. Big and Joff seemed to have vanished. Arthur pulled the rope ladder to attic lowered.
Dark. I turned on my flashlight. Chris stared at a mannequin wearing her clothes. Makeup on its face, bats above. I couldn't see Arthur.
Everyone is gone. I don't like this place. Let's go to my home. I can sneak you in.
His elbows and knees bent backwards, shirt buttons popped. 4 enormous spider legs pulled the fabric aside, exposing an abdomen. All the time he was smiling calmly. Behind me, the mannequin laughed. Low, long, cruel.
Fear is not just a feeling. Fear is part of the body. I babbled. Don't hurt me. Please, my parents are poor. They need me to get a good education. The spider reared onto its back, 6 legs, mandibles ready, rear spinneret silking the ladder. I leapt dove head first down the ladder, swung, shins hit, shoulder spun me. Landed on feet. The cat softened my fall and raced away. Door now, shut and locked.
4 elderly men with long beards sat at the dinner places. One was Japanese, Arthur at the head, Chris smiling gently. Come join us for dinner.
In the lounge, 4 spiders with the faces of my friends, big. The old man said it was the curse. The only way to remove it was to have dinner with them. I walked to the remaining place, beautiful fruit bowl. Roast meats. I was scared but hungry. I finished my dinner. The bones by the side of the plate spelt a message. The flesh that fell so easily from the bone had been my friends. The spiders were gone. End of Act 2.
I became a spider the moment I stepped outside the gate. Spiders move so quickly. I was at home, back door unlocked, upstairs past my sister's room. She sat on the ground, dressing my He-Man figure in Cindy fashions, because she was misusing my toy. My mandible broke her neck. I sucked out her blood, dragged her body to hang from her wardrobe. I heard Mother coming, hidden bathroom began to shrink to normal large spider size. Mother joked about the elephant gun we didn't own. Then she checked my sister's room. Dad approached with rolled newspaper. I heard Mother's screams. I held my life forfeit. But I didn't die. I slept for quite a while. When I woke, I explored my world to become a spider. It was necessary to step outside the gate. Inside, I became an old man, just as my friends had. I tried to warn people. They ignored me. I yelled and cast stones. They ignored me. I watched the street from the upper story windows, easier at night by streetlight. A neighbor came up with the clever idea of selling the house. It is cold night. The house is sold. A family of 5A successful businessmen. Maybe now the curse will end. I am before the fireplace seated. I think of horror. My friends. Horror! My sister. Horror! My think of horror! 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 Watching the street. The end.
Careful, brother. I want to encourage you, but I must point out that it isn't humble to stand before the Lord and say, I did not eat of that fruit. Instead, we have been blessed through grace. We have some knowledge, but not all of it. And we are to use it too, not bury it. My Father knows my heart. I might see the devil, but I will hold fast to my Father, the Lord.